Do you know one of the four tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of sea, human.
Would you mind telling it to me?
I would be happy to do so. This is the tale of sea, told in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in his words, and to him by his teacher in his words. This was a very, very long time ago, when the Elation were a strong people, and we could spend days riding the hot winds above the seas. We hunted fish then, and we were at war with the Merum, the Wet-tails. Acalus was one of the strongest warriors there was. His claws were sharp and long, his beak pointy, and his teeth strong. Acalus was admired by everyone in his clan, and because of this he was cocky and arrogant. So one day the teller of Acalus city asked him to perform a very important and very special duty, to bring a sacred jewel to the teller of an Elation town across the sea. This particular jewel was very important because it signified a union between the two towns, and it would benefit the people of both that it was delivered safely and promptly. Acalus grinned and told the teller that he would deliver the jewel both quickly and safely, and that she was not to worry. But the teller did worry, because Acalus was young and too sure of himself. But she wanted to test him, and to teach him that sharp claws, a pointy beak, and strong teeth are not all a warrior needs, that a warrior must also be wise and careful. So Acalus set out across the sea on his flight. It was on the fourth day that he spotted something in the water that caught his attention, and forgetting his duty and following his curiosity, Acalus dived towards the water to investigate. When he came closer, he saw that there were Merum in the water, foolishly hunting close to the surface, and Acalus saw an opportunity to again prove his might as a great warrior to his people, and to capture the fins of a few Wet-tails. But this time Acalus' arrogance got the better of him, because the Merum had set a trap. As he dived towards the Merum with his claws, a spear shot up from the water to hit him. Acalus struck the water and dropped the jewel he was carrying, and it was all he could do not to drown. Acalus was bleeding, and the Merum were grabbing onto his wings and his legs, but he fought bravely, and finally he managed to escape. But even though he now lived, he was dead inside, because the shame of losing the sacred jewel would always be with him. Acalus could not return to his village, because he had neglected his duty to his teller and to his people, and so he went away to a small island where he could be alone. To himself and his people, Acalus now became the lost one, he who had been on a sacred mission but had failed in his arrogance. A year passed, and one day Acalus met with human traders from a ship that came close to his island. From the traders, Acalus heard speak of a hideous creature that lived in the sea, the Octowoe. The Octowoe was said to have a third eye, like a jewel, and that this eye pulled hapless sailors into its deadly eight-armed grasp. Acalus knew immediately that the Octowoe's third eye had to be the jewel that he lost in the sea a year ago, and he now saw the opportunity to redeem himself. But Elation were not used to water, and the thought of submerging himself in the cold, harsh ocean chilled Acalus to his heart. But he was the lost one, and if in his death he could at the very least redeem himself, to his own heart, then, it would be worth it. So Acalus fashioned himself a spear, because in the water his claws and his beak would be too slow, and he flew out to where the Octowoe was last seen. And then Acalus dived into the sea. The dark water closed in on him, and his wings and legs went numb. But still Acalus kept pushing down until he saw the lair of the Octowoe. Spotting Acalus, the Octowoe attacked, and Acalus saw the monster's third eye, his sacred jewel, shining bright in the darkness, and his heart was filled with a sense of duty and courage that he had never felt before. But as he began fighting the eight-armed monster, Acalus realized that if he were to fight like he usually did, he would not stand a chance. He would have to think differently. And so Acalus tricked the Octowoe into following him through a tight chasm where the monster got stuck. And then he swam above it, and using his spear, tipped a rock on top of the Octowoe. Swimming back down again, the Octowoe was flailing helplessly. Now, almost out of air, Acalus took the sacred jewel from the Octowoe's head and swam back up. Finally, Acalus could deliver the sacred jewel to the town across the sea, and upon returning to his village, he went to the teller, bowed his head, and said, "Forgive me, teller, for in my arrogance I thought I could do everything. But I could not, and I became the lost one because of it." "You were lost," said the teller, "but you are no more. Because now you see the limits of your own strength, and you will know that a warrior must be careful and wise, in addition to being strong and fierce." This was the tale of C, and I told it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of winds, Windbringer. Do you wish to hear it?
Very much.
Then I shall tell it. This is the tale of winds, my tale, and I pledge to tell it in my own words, as told in turn by my teacher. In the village of Karan, in the mountains of tall winds, there lived a young Alatian woman named Iwana. Iwana had one desire above all others, to soar higher and farther than anyone else. And even though her wings were no broader, nor her body sleeker than anyone else's, she pursued this foolish desire without rest. And as time passed, she did soar higher, and she did fly farther than the other young Alatian in her village, and her name became known far and wide amongst the tribes of the mountains of tall winds. But still, Iwana was not happy. She was not happy because, in her vanity, even though she was a better flyer than almost everyone else, and to her eyes, she was still not good enough. She wanted to be so much better than anyone else that she would be remembered for all time as the best flyer amongst all the Alatian. And so one day, Iwana decided to climb to the top of Mount Bakta'ana, the Tower of Light, and to soar from those giddy heights to the ends of the world. Her friends and her family pleaded with her not to, because every Alatian knew that to soar from such heights was dangerous, that at such heights the air was thin and the winds treacherous. But Iwana would not listen, and on a cold and clear morning she climbed up the Tower of Light to the rock and the ice at the very top. From there she could see to the ends of the world. And it brought tears to her eyes to know that now, finally, she would be greater and better than any Alatian before her. And so Iwana spread her wings and leaped off the mountain. Those who watched her from far below said that for a split moment Iwana soared, and she soared higher and farther than any elation before or since. But then the treacherous winds caught a hold of her, and the thin air made her plummet towards the ground, and to fall to her death amongst the rocks at the base of the mountain. In her vanity, Iwana could not see beyond her desire to be the very best. And vanity always stands to fall. That was the tale of winds, my tale, and I told it in my own words, as told to me in turn by my teacher.
So, Isam, that's your name, isn't it?
Yes, Isam of Tamar.
A good-looking guy like you must get a lot of attention from the girls, right?
Are you asking me for courtship?
Me? No. Wings don't do anything for me. No, I was just thinking, maybe you had your eye out for somebody special?
I'm without a mate. The women of Tamar are cold and unfriendly, and whenever I try to talk to one of them, she ignores me.
Huh. Even Nima?
Nima? No, she's too pretty for me. She won't appreciate my attention.
This is like high school. Trust me, Isam. You go talk to her one of these days, and I'm sure you'll find you have a lot in common. Just be yourself, okay?
You think so? Perhaps you are right. I will do as you say, Windbringer. Thank you.
Thanks for your help.
Halt! Who would visit the teller? Are you ready for the questions now?
Yes, ask me the questions.
In the Tale of Winds, which mountain did Iwana fall from in her vain attempt to fly higher and further than anyone else?
Mount Bakhta'ana, the Tower of Light.
That is correct. In the Tale of Stars, what did Mona see in the sky that helped her find her way home?
The spirits of 5 tellers.
That is correct. In the Tale of Sea, what creature did the Lost One battle in his quest to recover the sacred jewel?
The Octawo?
That is correct. My final question to you is this. In the Tale of Homecoming, what was given to Moran by his teller when he returned from his pilgrimage?
A broken pot, to teach him that absence may break a heart in two.
You have correctly answered all my questions, and so have proven your knowledge of the 4 tales. You are the Windbringer. The teller would see you presently.
Come closer, human. Closer. I cannot see your face. Closer still. Come sit here by me. There you are. You see, my eyes are not what they used to be. Ages ago, I could spot a ladybug crawling up a straw of grass from 15 tree lengths up. Now, I have a hard time seeing my supper. But my ears, balance be praised, my ears, they are as good as ever. I could hear you outside, learning the tales my children tell. You are a good listener and a fast learner.
They were interesting stories, and your people told them well.
That is what we do. The Elation are the keepers of the tales, and I am their teller, the one who must know all the tales told since the day we came to this world.
How can you do that? How can you remember every story ever told?
The secret is to tell them often and to tell them in your own words, not the words of your ancestors.
Doesn't that mean that the stories change with every generation?
Yes, as all tales must. Change is important. Otherwise the tales will have no meaning to us. They will just be words, and we do not care about the words. We care about what the words tell us.
How long have your people been telling stories?
Since the beginning, human. Since we came to this world a long, long time ago.
You're not from Earth? From Arcadia?
Not according to our tales. We came on a great wind before the divide, when the earth was one and humans had yet to learn of magic and science. But we were a different people then, and the tales we tell from that time are vague and incomplete. Like myths and legends, the younger elation pay little attention to these tales. Sometimes I worry they will be lost with me, these tales, and I am getting old, very old.
I came to you to find answers to some important questions.
Ask, and I will try my best to answer.
Have you heard of an ancient god or dragon that lives beneath the sea?
Once, long ago, when my people lived in harmony with the Merim, there were stories of an old god worshipped by the Merim who resided deep in the darkest depths of the ocean. According to legend, the old god had once brought the Merim into their realm, into the ocean, and he was now sleeping, resting before the journey back.
Back where?
To a great ocean amongst the stars. When the time came, he would gather the Merim and bring them home with him, back to their world, to their ocean. Strangely enough, we have a similar tale. It is said that the great wind that brought us here will someday return to bring us back to a place where we can soar forever on warm winds.
Like heaven.
In a way, perhaps, but without the need for any of us to die. The great wind will just sweep us up and carry us away. Every evening before I go to sleep, I recite this tale to myself. It is a comforting one.
What do you know about the Draic kin?
The kin are numbered 4, or so our tales tell. 2 in this world, 2 in the other. The mirror world, the white and the blue, the red and the green.
Do you know where they are?
No, the tales never say. The kin are elusive. They keep to themselves. I have never seen one myself, and I doubt any of my kind has. The tales do say that our past and our future are tied to the fate of the kin, but how I would not pretend to know. This is one tale that is yet to be told.
Do you know anything about the Guardian's realm?
This is human business. Would you not know more than I?
Your people are the keepers of the tales. You remember more than humankind has forgotten. Please, I need to hear what you know.
That is very little. The Guardian's realm is home to the Guardian in his tower. No one is permitted within except the Guardian who was, the Guardian who is, and the Guardian who will be. And of course the Draic kin, who were instrumental in its making.
Have you ever heard of the existence of a hidden entrance to his realm?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have heard tell of such a thing, though I would not know where it is. I gather that one of the kin may be able to tell you.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
I am glad I could help you with some answers.
I'm the Windbringer.
I know you are. It's strange to me to hear those words spoken. I did not think they would be in my lifetime. But here you are, standing in front of me as real as the sky is blue.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but what is it that the Windbringer is supposed to do for you?
I did not expect you to walk in here and have all the answers, child. The balance has both blessed you and cursed you. and it has sent you here to do what it wills. The Windbringer is said to be the first sign of the great wind that will take us away from here. For a long time, the Elation have lost the strength they used to have. Our bones have become weak, and our wings fragile. Where we used to be able to soar for days on strong winds, we are now using our legs to walk rather than fly. Why this is, we do not know.
Tan Yen.
You know of the reason for this?
I'm just guessing, but it makes sense. Go on.
The tales also say that the Windbringer will unite us with our past and end the age-old strife.
I know. You must make peace and be reunited with the Merim. You share a common ancestry.
I have always thought we did. The tales were too similar, the signs clear. But my people, they will have a difficult time understanding why and how this can be.
If you don't, both the Elation and the Merim will die out. When war broke out between your people and you were forced to move up into the mountains, it compromised a precarious symbiosis. A substance called Tan Yen was abundant where the Merim and the Elation lived in close proximity. It brought fish and heat and light to both your people. But now, living up in the mountains, your way of life, your diet, your customs and habits, they've all changed, and that's probably the cause of your brittle bones and fragile wings.
Then we must make peace with the Merim and restore the balance between us, so as to strengthen us both and prepare us for the journey that will surely come soon. When our sitting is over, I will speak to my people, and I will elect one representative from the Elation to meet with the Merim in the place of your choosing to open a dialogue.
I guess it's time for you to talk to your people and for me to make arrangements with the Merim.
Where do you wish for our meeting to take place, Windbringer?
You want me to decide? Well, I know. Send your ambassador down to the ancient caves by the beach. Inside, there are remnants of an old Elation settlement and a Merim city. It's a good place for your two people to meet, don't you think?
Yes. And could you ask if they would bring their half of the stone?
The stone? You have the other half?
We have held on to it for centuries, knowing that someday it would be of use to the Windbringer.
It will, trust me.
Then we must make haste and arrangements. It is an important day, so let us not waste light. Go and wait for my ambassador in the caves.
It's amazing. This place is so beautiful, and the scent of sea and rock and nest. This scent is of home. This was home a long, long time ago, according to the tales. We lived in peace with the Wet-tail, with the Merim back then.
Now you'll be able to live in peace again. And with the Tan Yen bringing fish to your doorstep, you'll be able to eat well and restore strength to your bones. Soon you might even be able to soar on the winds for days like you used to do.
I hope you are right, Windbringer. And I hope that the Merim will see the sense in it too. They are coming, are they not?
They said they would. Hush, I hear something.
We are here, Waterstiller, as was promised.
Good. Now, as representatives of your respective peoples, you, the Queen of a Merim city, and you, guard to the Elation Teller, must fulfill the prophecy and join the two parts of the one stone.
We hope that our peoples may be joined again, Elation, and that we may live in peace and prosper.
As do we, Merim, and we pledge to do all we can for this to happen. The stone is now whole, Windbringer, and the Elation and the Merim will once again be as one. You may take it with you.
Thank you. The both of you.
Come now, April, and we will take you to our sleeping god. May his wisdom guide you and lead you down the right path.
It's some kind of organic sensor. Hello? Is anybody in there? Spooky. Well, I guess it's an invitation of sorts. There's air in here. And it's dry. I swear I'm never taking a bath again. That doesn't look like a natural protrusion. It's too big and round.
I know you. Do not be afraid. I know what you are.
You do?
Yes. Yes. What would you hear? I do not like to be disturbed. I wish to be left alone. I wish to rest until the day of ascension.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I need some answers.
Everyone needs answers. Everyone has questions. I am not the oracle. I cannot answer all your questions.
I don't expect you to answer all of them, but I was hoping for an answer to at least some of them.
Then ask and be gone.
What am I?
What do you mean?
You said you know what I am. What am I?
You do not know. Then it is not I who should teach you about your heritage. You must make this discovery on your own.
Listen, I'm tired. I'm wet. I'm at the bottom of the sea, and I'm breathing with the help of a polyp stuck in my esophagus. So just cut the Buddhist bullshit about a journey of self-discovery and answer my question. Please?
Your question has already been answered. That is all I will tell you. Your journey began with an answer. It is only now that you know the question.
That's so not helpful, but thank you. I'm looking for a jewel called the Dragon's Eye.
Yes, I have one such jewel.
I guess that's it.
Take it.
Are you sure?
Take it. It is yours now. It is part of your destiny.
Okay. Tell me if it hurts. What is the Day of Ascension?
The day when the kin return home. When my siblings come to me, and we rise toward the stars for our journey back to our cradle. This is the Day of Ascension.
So you're going back to wherever it is you came from?
We will, eventually, when everything is ready.
When what's ready?
I will not answer that question. It is not necessary for you to know.
I need to know where I can find the gateway to the Guardian's realm.
So you come to me.
They told me, well, they as in the few people who could tell me anything at all, they told me that if anyone would know, it'd be you.
I know. When the earth was divided, there was a doorway left open where the tower was built.
But it's moved, hasn't it? That spot. When Stark and Arcadia were created, that spot moved somewhere else.
Into the sky, amongst the stars.
But where?
I knew you were coming. Your journey has not been a quiet one. Even down here, I could hear you. I speak with the Dark People. They are my messengers. They have prepared a map for you with the entrance you are looking for.
You knew I was coming and why? Then, okay, I know this is probably a futile question, but why didn't you send the Dark People to me earlier? You could have saved me a lot of time and hard work.
You are afraid of time and hard work.
No, but it's the principle of it, isn't it?
No, it is not. You had prophecies to fulfill. You had a purpose. Bringing my children together in preparation. This was important. And for that, I thank you. Now, I wish to sleep.
You said something about a map?
The Dark People have it. They will meet you. I will bring you to them.
What, now?
Yes. Hold on.
Thanks for taking me on board.
Who are you?
Well, I thought you... I mean, didn't the old dragon... Well, I'm April Ryan, from Stark, and I guess you're a dark person.
But who are you?
I'm just a student. Not anybody special.
You are special. Who are you?
I'm not. I'm just... I'm the Windbringer. I'm the Water Stiller. I'm April Bondu Mbata of the Banda and the Venar Kungang La. I'm a shifter. I will someday become the 13th Guardian, the protector of the balance. And I'm April Ryan. This is who I am.
Yes, that is who you are. And you are a wave.
Why am I, a wave?
You have a purpose. You play an important part in the cosmos. A wave is someone who propels people and events toward change, towards the future.
And that's what I do?
You are a wave. There are ripples from your passing, and they spread wide and far. Those ripples will never die down. The worlds will be changed by your journey.
You're telling me that everything I do affects the universe?
You cannot escape it. You are a wave.
The ancient dragon, the blue of the Drake kin, told me you had a map for me.
A map of stars, yes. It was made for you in our library, and given to me to hold. It is yours now. Keep it well. It is the only one.
I'm looking for an ancient stone given to you by the Sentinel, the Fathers.
You came for the stone. Of course we have it with us. Our ship would not have been chosen to meet you were it not for the stone we carry with us.
Everybody's just waiting around for me to show up, so that they can give me stuff. Who knew adventuring was going to be this easy?
It will not always be so easy. Of that I can assure you. But here is our stone. We entrust it to you, as we were instructed to do when the Fathers first entrusted it to us.
Can this ship take me back to Marcuria? I mean, would you mind?
We will bring you to Marcuria henceforth. It will take the night, but we will be there at first light.
That's fine. Thanks a lot.
You are free to rest here, to sleep, while we travel. The flames will keep you warm, but do not move too far away. My brothers are not friendly with outsiders. They do not take kindly to intrusion.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm staying right here.
Good. Sleep. Did you sleep?
Very comfortably, thanks. Where are we?
In the Marcuria harbor.
But there are barely any ships here.
I do not know why. We must leave you here. We have other business. Carry your wave into the future, April.
Whatever that means. I'll try. Where did all the ships go? They're gone. This can't be a good sign. I mean, duh. The city looks strangely quiet and deserted. And the sky, those are not ordinary clouds. They look more like smoke. What's going on here? I know that sound. And I know that vortex! A shift! Cortez must have found me, and just in the nick of time, too! God, that was close. What caused that shift to open just in time? It has to be Cortez. Finally!
Hello? Anybody there? Who's there?
It's just me.
April, it's good to see you again.
Father Raoul, where is Cortez? I thought he'd be here.
I haven't seen Cortez for a week, and it worries me. He usually stops by once every few days.
When did you last see Cortez?
It must have been, I think it was last Sunday. Exactly 1 week today. He's been gone longer than that before, but this time
What?
This time I have a feeling there's something wrong. I don't like that feeling.
Is there anything you're not telling me, Father Raoul?
I don't know what you,
Yes, you do. You're no ordinary priest. You know about Stark and Arcadia, about the balance, and I'm sure you know a lot more about Cortez than you're willing to let on.
How did you...
I heard you and Cortez talking last Sunday, and it scares me. And pisses me off to think that you're using me, that you're keeping things from me. I thought for sure that I could trust Cortez, but as it turns out, I can't. I was hoping to confront him with this, but he's not around, and you're part of it too, aren't you?
April, you have to trust me when I tell you.
Sorry, I can't trust anybody anymore. There's so much at stake, and I don't know who to trust, Father. Please, tell me what you know.
I'm sorry, April. I mean, I'm sorry you don't feel like you can trust anyone anymore, and I'm sorry that I don't know more than I do. But I will try to answer your questions honestly and openly as much as I can.
Who is Cortez?
What do you mean?
The way people react when I mention his name, the fact that he seems to have been alive for a very long time, and that he knows as much as he does. Who is he?
It's funny, but I've been asking that very same question myself many, many times. Who is this man? He's old, yes, and powerful. He has strong magic, but he rarely lets on exactly how strong he is. He prefers to be considered eccentric, crazy even. They are both excellent disguises.
You still haven't answered my question about Cortez.
That's because I cannot answer. I just don't know. He found me when I first came here. You see, I'm not just a Catholic priest. I'm also a sentinel, a minstrel.
You're a minstrel?
Yes, do you find that strange?
How can you belong to two religions at the same time?
Belief in the balance and belief in God are not mutually exclusive. The Sentinel Order was founded on the basis of protecting the balance, not to worship a higher power. As long as our devotion to whatever God we believe in doesn't conflict with our duty to the balance, and vice versa, who is to say we can't work in the best interest of both?
I guess. I just always thought of the Sentinel as its own faith.
It is a faith, but a faith in something less than God, yet more than magic or the laws of nature. The balance was created by someone, was it not?
I don't know.
Nor do I. But I believe. I have faith. That's enough.
What did you mean when you said Cortez found you?
One day, he came to visit me here. He knew who I was, that I was a minstrel, and that I was devoted to restoring the balance as well as to my God. We soon became good friends. He was very worried about the imminent collapse of the balance, yet told me that he was waiting for someone special, someone who might be able to help us.
Me?
Yes. He waited for a long time for you to show up, and when you did, it was hard for him trying to convince you that he wasn't crazy. I guess his disguise was too good. I don't know much more than that. Cortez tells me very little, only that you're the key to the survival of the balance. I can only assume that you're the new guardian?
That's what I've been told. Not by Cortez, of course.
No. I understand your frustration, but I cannot help you any more than I have. If there's anything at all.
Thanks, Father. But you've done enough.
It feels like I've done nothing. But God be with you, and the balance too.
How did you become a Sentinel Minstrel?
The Sentinel are not numerous in Stark. Not yet. Not with the Vanguard, the Church of Voltec, keeping a watchful eye and striking down anyone who dares to proclaim their faith in the balance. But the Sentinel are here, and when they find someone who they believe will be sympathetic to their cause, they approach them. That's what happened to me.
They asked you to join?
No, they told me the truth. I was studying theology at the time, and I found scriptures that challenged conventional wisdoms, made me question the validity of my faith. But once I learned the truth about the balance and the Guardian and the ongoing war with the Vanguard, it became easier to believe in God again, because now things made sense. And so, in the end, I chose to become not only a priest, but a minstrel, and I don't regret my decision.
Have you ever been to Arcadia?
No, I'm not a shifter. I'm stuck here, unfortunately. I don't mind. I've been fortunate enough to read most of the scriptures of the balance, and that in itself is a rare privilege for a Starker like me.
I don't have any more questions right now.
If you do, please ask. I want to help, and that's the truth.
How are things here?
You mean in the cathedral?
No, I mean here in Newport. How have things been going?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Why? Have you been away?
You could say that, yeah.
It's just been hot and humid, and is getting worse by the day, and apparently crime is on the rise. But what else is new?
I have to run, Father.
I hope to see you again soon, April. Please take care of yourself. And if you see Cortez, tell him to see me. Tell him that I've been worried.
I really should go home and change into something that doesn't make me look like a medieval restorationist. What's going on here?
April, run! Get out of here!
Why? What's the...
Run, April, now!
I wouldn't listen to her if I were you. Move over there. I said move!
Emma, who's this man? Tell me what's going on. Who are you? What do you want?
He's just following orders, Miss Ryan. He's just a servant. My servant. I was hoping you would join our little party. You're a very difficult person to find, Miss Ryan. A very difficult person to find.
What are you doing to my friends?
If you cooperate, nothing. Nothing permanent, at any rate. But if you make this any harder than it has to be, I will have your friends shot. All of them.
What do you... Do I know you? I know you. I've seen your face somewhere.
My name is Halloway. Gordon Halloway. I work for Jacob McAllen, who I am certain you have heard of, yes? He runs the Church of Voltec, also known as the Vanguard. He has been insisting on meeting you, Miss Ryan. Of course, we were not sure who you were at first, but we knew we would find you in Venice. You did give us a run for our money, I must admit. Your shift a week ago today made it a lot easier. But then you decided to stay out of town for a while. Smart. Coming back, though, was rather stupid.
What do you want from me?
We want you, and what you carry with you. We have our connections in Arcadia. We know of your journey north. Good job on our friend Mr. Klax, by the way. Good job. Very impressive. Of course, not to mention the fine work you did on that Gribbler creature. She was not very cooperative. She just refused to listen to reason. But she was a twisted old girl, and we respected that. Unfortunately, we lost track of you once you set out to sea. The Tyran are not very comfortable with water, and so there was no chance of sending anyone after you. However, with your good fortune and, shall we say, good breeding, I am certain you brought some valuable items back with you. I would expect no less from a bright and industrious girl such as yourself. So, give me what you have and let us be done with this nasty business. I will let your friends go, and then you and I will go on a little trip.
There's nothing I have that you could possibly want.
Leave that decision to me, Miss Ryan. Just hand it all over, and we can let these fine people return to their pathetic little lives. You have caused them enough pain, yes? But first, we still need to teach you and your friends a lesson. Shoot that one.
Emma!
What the hell is going on?
Get out of my way, Zach!
Where are you going, April? Don't you know the game's up?
What game, Zach? They're trying to kill me. They just shot Emma.
Who did?
The agents, the Vanguard.
But they said they weren't really gonna hurt nobody. They were just gonna...
They said? What do you mean? You spoke with them?
No, I mean, they were just gonna arrest you and...
You bastard! You sold me out? You killed Emma? Do you know that? You killed my best friend!
I didn't...
Are you... Shit!
Open up! If you don't open, we'll break down the door.
Oh, God, this is not gonna be fun, but
Let's do
I
it.
don't have a
Take her
choice.
down.
Close your eyes, April! Oh, shit! Ah! Oh, shit. Somebody's watching the entrance. There's no way I'm getting by without him seeing me. But there's no other way out of here either.
Who's there? I know somebody's there. I can hear you. Nah, probably just a sewer rat.
Sewer rat? I got my body back. That was a close call, though. If I'd been caught, I don't want to think about what would have happened. What's that? The mystery door. It's open. I'm pretty sure actually, I'm not in Venice anymore. Now I know how Alice and Dorothy felt.
Welcome, April Ryan.
I won't ask how you know my name, but who are you?
The Lady Elvane is my name now.
And where am I? What's this place?
This is my home, the house of all worlds.
This is Arcadia? It looked like I passed through a shift, but it didn't feel... It felt different, not like shifting.
It's similar to shifting, except that you did not pass through dreams, and you're not in Arcadia, nor in Stark. This place is between and everywhere. But don't worry. You are safe from your pursuers, for the moment.
Did you bring me here?
You brought yourself here. But yes, I opened a doorway for you.
Why?
Because that's how the story goes, April. You escape. You outrun your pursuers, and your journey continues. It's been written, and we cannot change that now.
Lady Elvane, I appreciate your help, but I'm so tired of hearing about my destiny and about prophecies. I've lost a good friend today, and...
She's not dead.
What? What did you say?
Emma's not dead. She was hurt, but not killed.
Oh, thank God. Are you sure?
I'm quite certain she is on her way to the hospital as we speak. But the others, Charlie, Fiona, they're angry at you. They blame you for Emma's pain and for not letting them in on the truth.
They should blame me. I brought it all to them. The violence, the chaos. I've hurt so many people since this all started. And yet, at the time, it all seemed justified.
It was. The fate of the many depend on the sacrifice of the few. Your sacrifice most of all. You've made so many, and you'll have to make many more before this is all over.
Will it ever be over?
Eventually. The pain won't go away, though. You'll keep that with you forever.
I don't know if I can go on. It's so hard.
Listen to me, April. You must go on. You must be brave. They all depend on you. And you can do it. You can get through this. Just remember what's important and what's not. Remember who your friends are and trust them. Let them help you.
I already did that, and look where it got them.
So, somebody gets hurt. That doesn't mean you can give up. I want you to go to Mercuria, to see for yourself how those who are not willing to surrender are holding up. You can learn from their courage.
I can't go there. I can't shift. People tell me I have this talent, but it's not true. If I can't use it, what good is it?
But you have used it twice already. April, child, you must learn to believe in yourself and your abilities. Use what you know, what you do best, to focus your magic.
What I do best? You mean painting?
If that's what you do best, then yes. Use that as a focal point. After a while, you won't even need that. But it's a beginning.
What about the other things I have to do? What about the Guardian?
The Vanguard are holding Adrian, the Guardian, captive. But they still don't know where the entrance to the Guardian's realm is located.
Shouldn't I free Adrian immediately?
Go first to Mercuria. The doorway will bring you there. If you go straight back to Stark, the Vanguard will find you.
Thanks, Lady Alvane. I'm not going to ask you how you know everything you just told me, because I'm not sure I want to know.
Good luck on your journey ahead, April. I will keep my fingers crossed for you.
Maybe I'll see you again.
Oh, I'm quite certain of that. Quite certain.
It's deserted, and from the looks of the place, I'd say they left in a hurry, too. The doors are locked and bolted. I guess the Sentinel have decided to skip town with the rest of the population. So you're still here?
Eh? Oh, it's just you. If you have come to use the library, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. We're all very busy today. Very busy indeed.
Don't worry, I didn't come by to do any reading today.
Good. With the Tyrant army approaching, we don't have much time.
Is Vestrum Tobias around?
Oh, goodness. You do not know? I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Tobias, he's dead. Murdered.
No, by whom?
We don't know, but we suspect Vanguard agents, of course. In the chaos of the evacuation, the soldiers had their hands full making sure no one was trampled, and that looters were promptly apprehended. When we visited the temple after everyone had left, there were so many books and valuable artifacts we wanted to bring here for safekeeping. We found Tobias by the mules he loved so dearly. He'd been stabbed in the heart, and from the looks of it, he didn't resist much at all. He probably even knew his assailant.
Why Tobias? He was the kindest, gentlest man I've ever known. Always helpful, always ready to listen. I'll really miss him.
So will all of us. He was a great man, and a great Vestrum, and we will never see another like him. But unfortunately, there were many who disagreed with his views, and the Vanguard, well, they would be happy to see the end of him for good.
Another reason for doing everything we can to stop them. Shouldn't you be leaving the city?
Leaving? No, I'm staying here with my fellow Minstrom. The Enclave is our life and our home, and we're not letting the Vanguard and the Tyrant army drive us away. But we will defend ourselves.
With what? Books?
We may look harmless, but don't judge a book by its cover. There are many of us who are skilled at magic. I can throw a pretty mean ball of fire myself. We even have swords and bows, and a few of us are well versed with deadly weaponry. So we won't be easily defeated, trust me.
Good luck.
And to you, the same.
Although it looks like it might fit, I think I'll hold on to it until I have all 4 pieces of the disc.
Enter, honored guest, and I would have been with you presently.
I'm glad to see you're okay, Abnaxus.
Should I not have been okay, April Ryan?
I wasn't sure. Everybody else has left town.
Yes, most everyone did. A war is coming.
Shouldn't you be leaving too, then?
I am, after I see you again.
You shouldn't be putting yourself in danger for my sake, Abnaxus.
Then, for the sake of the balance, you will find 3 stones, yes?
I did, yeah. Just missing one now.
Here, this was the stone of the Venar entrusted to me. I was to take this to Marcuria, and there hold embassy until the Kanangla will come to take it from me.
You had this the whole time? Why didn't you tell me before?
To have been carrying this on your journey will be too risky, April Ryan. You have it now. 4 stones to make one. Now my task is done, and the veil is upon me. There is only the present and the past now. Only those two, not the future. The veil is upon us all, April Ryan. I must leave for my people, to be with them in this time of darkness.
Thank you for your help, Abnaxis. I will miss you.
And I you, April Ryan. May the balance bless you. May the balance bless and protect us all.
I figured you'd still be here, Brian.
April Bloody Ryan. Well, what do you know? It's good to see you, girl. Now get the hell out of Marcuria before the shit hits the fan.
You're not leaving, are you, Mr. Westhouse?
I guess I'm not. I always was an idiot.
You're not an idiot, Mr. Westhouse. Brian, you're just fighting for something you believe in, something you care about.
I don't care a whittle about this bloody town.
I think you do. I think you care a lot, but you hate to admit it.
Yeah, well... I built this house with my own 2 hands, you know. First thing I ever did that I was proud of. Real proud of. I ain't about to leave it to those damn tyrant trolls waltzing in here under the pretense of defending their borders. It's the Vanguard holding their leash, be sure of that.
What are you gonna do when they get here?
I got an old gun locked up in the pantry. Enough bullets to take down at least 24 of those goblins. I'm going down fighting, that's for sure.
You'll be fine, I'm sure of that. Just leave the bottle be until the victory party, okay?
Don't worry about that, girl. That's my last batch of real whiskey. All I got left now is bloody Marcurian wine. And believe me, you don't want to get drunk on that.
I believe you. Just take care of yourself, Brian. Take real good care.
And you, Miss Ryan. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you. And if you ever come back this way...
I promise to visit you, of course. Goodbye, Brian. think something's gone wrong. It looks like something's blocking the dragon's mouth from opening up completely.
Don't tell me. You need help with something you can't get to.
Nice to see you, too. Why so cynical?
Because it seems like the only times you call me is when you need me to do something. It's never to say, "Hello, Crow, what have you been up to?" Or, "Hey, just wanted to let you know how much I love you."
Sorry. There's just so much on my mind I forget to treat my friends right.
Friend? I'm your friend. Whatever you need me to do, babe, I'm there.
Something's preventing that stone dragon's mouth from opening completely. Could you check it out?
That's it? Easy! Yeah, I see what's wrong here. When was the last time they cleaned this thing? There's there's pigeon crap all over it. Some of it's so old it's almost petrified.
Great! Peck it off.
Peck it? No. No, that's disgusting. Nobody told me I was gonna be pecking pigeon crap when I joined up for this adventure.
Crow? Peck it off!
Yike! I'm on fire!
It's a rusty wheel. It's stuck. Excuse me?
Yes?
What's the rusty wheel downstairs for?
A wheel? Oh, yes, the wheel. That's used for draining the water out of the pool.
Do you know why the drainage wheel is stuck?
Goodness, it is? Why, yes, of course it is. We keep the sluices locked so that the pool is not drained by accident.
Could you unlock it for me?
Certainly. But why?
Because I need to drain the pool.
Goodness me, you do? Very well, I will unlock the sluices.
my god, it's an army heading this way, and they've got the road blocked. Where's a shift when you need one? I'm in real trouble here. Come on, shift, shift. I did it last time I was scared out of my mind, and I don't feel any safer now. It's not working. I'm just gonna have to hide out in the... Oh! Saved by the bell. Again. I'm like the Incredible Hulk, except my powers only work when I'm scared silly. That's the second time I've opened a shift by instinct alone when I've been in mortal danger. The frustrating thing is, I still don't know how to do it when I'm not scared. Wait, didn't the old lady say I should use what I do best to focus my talents? Is running away really what I do best? Come to think of it, why did the shift dump me here? I wasn't even thinking about the studio. The old woman, Lady Elvane, was it? She said something about using my craft to focus my powers, to learn how to open a shift at will. I guess it's worth a try. I did it! On my own, I did it!
April.
Oh, Mother. What's wrong with you?
Touch me, April.
What's happening to you, Mother?
I am dying, April.
But you can't die. You're the Mother, the White Dragon. You're eternal. Aren't you?
The Mother is, April, but I am not. It is time for the new to replace the old, for the seed to grow into a flower, and for the withered and the gray to turn to dust and pass on into the ages.
Help me understand, please.
Take my blue eye, the crystal. You need it.
But I can't.
Take it, quickly.
Thank you. Please don't go.
I am tired. The war with chaos has taken its toll on me. I wish I could have seen my children grow up.
When will the egg hatch?
When I die and turn to dust. Be here, then, to witness the new mother.
I promise.
Be who you are, April. Do not be afraid of that.
Who am I?
My daughter. My own daughter.
Be who you are. Sister? Sister. I can do it now. I can shift. It's not easy, but I can do it. Ironic as it may be, though, I think I've done all I can do in Arcadia. I have the 2 Arcadian Dragon's Eye jewels, the disc, and the star map. Now I need to find the Guardian, the 2 missing jewels, and somebody who can help me decipher the star map. And I have to look for those things here, in Stark. Sorry I'm late.
Whoa! It's the fake ID girl. Hold on.
You got it?
Where you been, man? I've been holding on to this for a week now. Yeah, a week.
What's the trouble? I paid up front.
What's the trouble? What's the fucking trouble? The trouble is, baby, this thing's hot. It sizzles, man. They catch me with the shit on my hands, they give me 20 at least.
Like you wouldn't get twice that for any of the stuff you have in here.
Yeah, but that's mine, man. Mine. My problem. This here is yours. Shit, take it. I don't want it anymore. What up?
That's all. Any chance of you deciphering this for me?
Looks old. This old? It looks old. It's gotta be old. What do you do, rip off a museum or something? Because I'm cool with that.
It was a gift. Would you be able to calculate the coordinates of that cross based on the positions of the stars?
Shouldn't be a problem, as long as this thing's accurate. I'll just do some chem trace tests. See when it was made, and then figure out the rotation of the constellations and calculate the... Yeah, sure.
And what's it gonna cost me?
This time, you still got credit from the AG unit you gave me. Works like a fucking charm, I'll tell you, baby. It's hot, I can float like the wind. Does. Even with 2 people on at the same time. Oh, yeah.
I don't want to know that. So, when can I get the results?
Can't do the chem tests here, but I'll call a friend of mine. Owes me a favor. Come back later. Yeah, later. Much later.
Sure.
And hey, don't wait a week this time.
Got it. Junk. They got the coolest clothes in that store, the coolest and most expensive. I saved for months to buy a pair of socks there once, the coolest pair of socks I ever had. I could definitely do with a change of clothes, and so what if this store's way out of my league? After what I've been through, I deserve to splurge a little. I look good, I feel good. Thank God they had a thermal shower in there. I needed a proper disinfection and delousing. Officer?
Yes, ma'am?
Can you direct me to the MTI building?
Certainly. See that huge, massive, towering building over there?
That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Wow, it's a faux Roman palace. How very Las Vegas. Scary. I believe that circle with a big X through it is supposed to represent the destruction of the balance. These guys don't kid around. Hi there, Jerry.
Gerald, do you have an appointment?
I'm visiting a friend of mine.
Oh, really? Then your name would be in my appointment diary, yes?
I don't know. I don't really have an appointment.
You don't say. And do you really have a friend in the building?
No.
Then I suggest you turn around and walk out of here, miss. This is a private building.
How do I call the elevator?
You do not, miss. I call it.
All right, thanks.
No, you misunderstand. I call it. For people who work in the building, or for those with appointments with the people who work in the building. You are... how shall I put this? Street vermin. A hooligan. Scum.
You were homesick the day they taught diplomacy, weren't you, Jerry?
Gerald, please leave the building.
What floor is Jacob McAllen on?
We do not have a Jacob McAllen working here, miss.
Do you have any McAllens at all? I'm not picky.
I am not about to divulge any private information to a person such as yourself.
Good for you, Jerry.
Gerald, it would be so nice if you left now, miss.
Can I bribe you?
I'm sorry. What?
Pay you to let me slip by you, unnoticed, into the elevator?
For goodness sake, miss, absolutely not. I am not your common lowlife.
I'm sure even a stand-up guy like you, Jerry, needs some pocket change now and then.
Gerald! And no, I do not. Now I would like you to leave. Immediately.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
Gerald! And if you do not leave, miss, I will be forced to call the police.
Got a pizza delivery for Mr. McAllen.
Really? There's been no... Wait a second. Weren't you in here before?
Me? Nah. Been delivering pies to to Venice. I ain't been up here before. Nice hood, clean pavements, good air.
I could have sworn... Oh, very well. Give me the pizza and I will see to it that it's delivered to Mr. McAllen as soon as possible.
No can do, guy. This has got to be delivered now before it gets cold. You know how Mr. McAllen gets when his mozzarella is cold.
I can't very well leave my post, so... All right. Step into the elevator and I will send you to Mr. McAllen's office. But I want you back down here pronto, do you understand?
I don't know what they're growing in these tanks, but whatever it is, it's disgusting and alive. What is that? It looks... God, it looks human! I'd guess the Vanguard are growing these creatures for a purpose. There are documents scattered all over the desk. They're humanoid. Papers. There's nothing here that's my name. And my address. Obviously there's... God, they've been tracking me, watching me. Uh-oh.
Oh. You were the last person I'd expect to find here, Shifter. I've spent an obscene amount of money and resources tracking you down. Since before we knew your name. Before you even came to Newport. And then you simply walk into my lap. Like a mouse into a great big trap. Looking for the cheese, I'd imagine. The Guardian? Well, he's not here, I'm sorry to say. He's being held elsewhere, awaiting your directions. You do have them, yes? The directions to the Guardian's realm.
Sorry, but I never managed to find the entrance to the Guardian's realm.
Pity, really. And I thought you'd done so well on your journey across Arcadia. At least you have the disc and the 2 jewels I'm missing in your possession. So good of you to bring them here. I thought I might have to go pick them up myself.
I have friends.
Oh, you do? You do? The very best friends, too. Don't make me laugh, girl. Did you really expect your good buddy Cortez to tell you the truth? Or to come to your rescue like a knight in shining armor? He's been using you. Tobias, Cortez, the bloody kin, all your friends. They've been using you for their own selfish reasons. They're no different from me, Shifter. No different at all.
The difference is that they care about people.
Care? Care about what? I care about people.
I have no intention of destroying mankind or enslaving it. I just want to open the borders to allow mankind to fulfill its true destiny. The Sentinel, they are the ones who wish to keep the truth secret, to keep the past locked in their sacred scriptures and behind their well-guarded doors. Now, you have been kept from the truth just as much as everyone, Shifter. You are just a piece in a grand game of chess. You're not even a big piece. You're a pawn. Now, give me the disc and the jewels, the dragon eyes, and then we can wrap this game up. I'm quite certain you know more than you let on about the Guardian's realm as well. I'll have that information too, very soon.
I'm not giving you anything.
I have an army of devoted soldiers in this building, Shifter. I run this city. What are you going to do? Round up a mob of your friends? Forget about shifting as well. There are magical barriers against that in this building.
All right, I give up. Here's the disc and the jewels.
You see, I wasn't lying to you, unlike some of your accomplices. You don't have a choice. You must give me what you have.
Fine. Who the hell cares anyway? I'm exhausted and I give up. Cortez has abandoned me. I've hurt my two best friends in the world and maybe you're right. Maybe you're no different from the Sentinel. Maybe they're as bad as you, and maybe you deserve each other. It doesn't matter, you've won. What are you gonna do now?
Let me guess. This is where the heroine coaxes a confession from the villain before the final act of the play commences. Very well. I'm all for a satisfying denouement. What now? I have the Guardian, I have the disc, and the jewels, the key to the tower. And soon, if you play along like a nice little girl, I'll know where the gateway is.
So you don't need me anymore?
Apparently not. I thought I might, so I decided not to kill you. But now that I have the Guardian himself, your role in this game is up. After you tell me what I need to know, of course.
Then what will happen to me?
Nothing. I'll let you go. You can do me no harm, and I'm not a cruel man. Not unusually so, at any rate.
What happened to Cortez?
Cortez. I had Gordon take care of him. He was just interfering too much for his own sake. There are rules, and he broke them. He brought you into... He broke the rules.
What will you do once you open the gateway to the Guardian's realm?
Gordon Alloway will take the Guardian's place in the tower, and he will rule according to my plan. The worlds will be reunited, and the Earth will be one realm, as it was, and as it should be.
So, this is all part of your master plan to rule the Earth?
When you put it like that, I guess, yes. But I'll be a fair and just ruler, my dear.
What's the point? You're like, what, 60? In another 60 years you'll be dead, and then what? Leave the kingdom to your firstborn?
I'll be around a lot not longer than 60 years. A lot longer. You really don't know me, do you? You really don't know anything about me.
Apparently not. How did you get the other 2 jewels?
I've had one of them for ages. The other came into my possession only a week ago, as luck would have it, and now I have the last 2 and the disc.
Why didn't you go look for the jewels and the pieces of the disc yourself?
I would have, but my power over Arcadia has been disturbingly limited until now. The Tyren have proved a valuable addition to my disciples, and with their help, I've dispensed with most of my opposition in Arcadia. But still, locating the stones would have required the cooperation of the Sentinel. Now, I may be a charismatic man, but I doubt they would have told me anything. And those wretched magical races, you think they would have cooperated? No. They were waiting for their savior, their prophecy come true. And you seem to fit the bill. Why not take advantage of that? As for the jewels, the white and the blue of the Drykin were not likely to submit to me, and that was a battle even I'd be well advised to avoid. But time is ticking, Shifter, and the wheel of the balance is turning. Please, enter the elevator to your right. I want to show you something. What do you think?
What is it?
This is the end result of the centuries of work and research the Vanguard have done. A breeding ground for shifters such as yourself. Warrior shifters. So tell me, what do you think?
Does it matter what I think?
No. I'm just trying to be polite. Now, give me the disc and the jewels. And don't try anything this time. I might have to hurt you myself. I will ask this one last time, because I am a patient man. Where is the gateway to the Guardian's realm?
And I'll say this one final time because I'm a patient woman. Go screw yourself.
That's all I needed to know. I'll leave you alone here for a while. When I come back, I'm sure you'll be a lot more cooperative.
Elevator locked. Hoverpad exit closed. Hoverpad exit. still coming after me.
Oh, this wasn't such a good idea.
Hey, you wanna try discussing things over a hot cup of mocha instead of all this killing April business?
I guess not.
Well, help! Cortez!
You've been keeping some rough company, señorita. Better be more careful in the future, no?
Where have you been?
What? Were you worried?
Yes, no, I mean, I was scared you were, dead.
So you care about me. Ave Maria Purísima. What am I going to do now without you telling me to get lost?
Don't joke about this, Cortez. I've been in a lot of situations these past few days where I could have needed your help, but you weren't there.
Perdóname. Forgive me, señorita. I've been indisposed. When I finally managed to escape my prison last night, I began looking for you. You left an interesting trail, I must say.
What do you mean?
For one, the border house, most of Venice for that matter, was under guard. There seemed to be some question as to how you managed to escape the Vanguard agents.
Magic.
So I thought. You've been picking up a few pointers in Arcadia.
I'm turning into quite the Girl Scout. It's amazing how resourceful you can be when you're in a bind.
I see. I've noticed.
How did the Vanguard capture you?
With a small army, and with the help of a very dangerous man, Gordon Holloway.
I met him, not the most personable guy in the world, and he could really do with some sun.
Gordon is a creature of pure logic. He was split in two halves when he was a child, one bound to Stark, the other to Arcadia. The victim of terrible Vanguard experiments, I'm afraid.
The Chaos Vortex, right?
That's him. He's magical and chaotic, half untethered. What some people would call his soul. Gordon would have been Guardian had the Vanguard not destroyed him.
I heard the story. Can he still be Guardian?
The Vanguard believes so, but if he did become Guardian, he would twist and corrupt the balance to his own benefit. What the consequences would be, I fear to even think.
Have you told me everything I should know, Cortez?
About?
About this. About everything that's happened to me in the past, say, week.
I've told you all I can tell you.
Yeah, sure. You know, I overheard a conversation between you and your friend, Father Raoul, and then McAllen.
Jacob McAllen? He's here?
He was. He released that mutant freak on me, so that I'd tell him where the gateway to the Guardian's realm is.
Ay, Dios mío. We must get you away from here. He's a very dangerous...
Why, if it isn't a family reunion.
I could smell your hand in this, brother. The Vanguard. Was this the extent of your originality? If you had to meddle in the affairs of mortals, would it not have been prudent to show a little subtlety?
He seized the dragon and bound him for 1,000 years. Free at last, brother?
I didn't picture you walking amongst men in a man's body with a man's name, McAllen. The balance must not have dealt you and yours with the best of hands.
The balance will cease to be, brother. The scales will topple, and the old walls will fall. The age of dragons is imminent, whether you join us or not.
Join you? You symbolize all that I despise. You hate and fear these mortals so much, you bring on chaos to destroy them, but you will only succeed in destroying yourself. Our time will come eventually, but not by your doing.
Are these worlds of mortals so important to you that you forget who you are?
I never forgot who I am. That crime is yours alone, brother.
Cease. There is still time. You are blood of my blood, kin to my kin. You are immortal dragon, and our destinies weigh the scales of the universe.
Where do you get all those cliches, kin to my kin? Doesn't it ever bother you that you sound like a badly written play?
Oh, well. I will not miss your sarcasm, brother. It always felt a little strained. Tabas!
Cortez! Cortez's watch stopped. Oh God, his heart! That's what Brian said Cortez called it. His heart. His heart has stopped. Cortez is dead. I can't believe that. It doesn't make sense because... He's gone. They all die. God damn! I can't! Everybody I love dies! Everybody I...